Just trying to pull up my chat here. There we go. Had to. I put Ekri 1. All right. Let's get it started. I think I need to. I think while I'm kind of waiting. Let's go get some bossing materials because I need more shards of agony. So we have to do the unfortunate thing. We're going to have to grind some of these dirty hell tides. My horse looks so small. It's going to be so nice to get those flicker step boots, man. Oh my goodness. Anybody who wants to do bosses and stuff, I can carry Duriel if you have Duriel mats as well. It's going to be a little bit slow just because obviously I'm using a Stormclaw build. But, you know, we can get some Duriels done too if anybody wants to run those. I'll always try to have the mats to offer up, but if you just want to go through your mats, it's fine. Any bosses really. I don't really need Varshan and I don't really need anything, but I'll gladly run whatever bosses you guys have. If you guys need help with anything. I'm just trying to get some living still while anybody needs till anybody needs help. So I can get more runs for Duriel. I need to get those flicker step boots, man. I did a couple runs earlier, but no luck. I got a bunch of things I didn't need. So far, I'm pretty happy with this Stormclaw. I mean, I know we lost a lot of attack speed, and I definitely feel that attack speed loss, but I think it's still really good. I can definitely clear Lilith, not like I did last season, but I can definitely still clear Lilith. I can definitely kill Duriel in like, I'd probably say less than 30 seconds run solo. Probably a minute or so over for a 4-man party. So, and then tier 100s when I get flicker step, oh my goodness. And we're going to blow through tier 100s with this build. We're definitely going to blow through tier 100s. The new gauntlets for dungeoning are amazing. Not so much for bossing, just because you don't really get a lot of benefit out of the damage sharing from bossing. But definitely for dungeons. I blow up entire packs of monsters pretty easily. And I'm hoping to have this built. I want to have it out by tomorrow. I just need to get the footage. I need to do like a couple bosses. I need to complete Uber Lilith. And then I need to do a couple tier 100s just for the completions. Just so I can add it into the video. And then I'll have it out for you guys. I think it's pretty much perfect for right now. Barring anything new. And anybody who really loves Stormclaw, I'm telling you, I think you'll love the build. I don't want to say you'll love the build, but I think you'll love the build. I like to speak in absolutes like that. I definitely enjoy having this Nature's Fury and just constantly proccing Pangorgers off of the innate bulwark, though. It's so reliable. You just constantly proc your innate bulwark, hits everything around you. You pull things in with your Eridas, then you proc the Pangorgers with the innate bulwark. I'm gonna make an entire video of like just like I did for this lightning storm. This one's going to be a little bit more in depth because I feel like Stormclaw is a little bit more specific. You have to do certain things. But I'm going to show how to do dungeon, like how I do a dungeon. Not a complete dungeon run, but just what I do. And then I'm going to show what I do for bosses. But this is definitely going to have two different setups with gloves, helmet. With your gloves, your helmet, and your ring, one of your rings. So you'll always have to have like a different set of gloves, a different helmet, and a different ring for doing bosses versus dungeons. But I think I'll have the mobilytics set up just for dungeons because I think dungeons are the most valuable thing to do outside of like Duriel. Like in-game dungeons are so rewarding with 925 gear. I got this, getting this Crone Staff, man, I got a 925 Crone Staff almost completely maxed out. It was amazing. Perfect rolls, almost a perfect roll with damage to close enemies. So I hope I get a nice pair of Flicker Step from Duriel. I would like to get a nice damage reduction roll on that pair of Flicker Step. And then obviously the movement speed, man. Holy cow. I need the movement speed. And the build still attacks fast enough to reset your evade relatively fast. Like, you're definitely not going to run out of evades. Like, a couple hits and you're evading again. You just have to time things correctly in dungeons. And I will put a description of everything in the mobilytics page of what you need to carry with you and what you need to swap out for when you do bosses. But I'll make sure I mention it in the video because I know a lot of people don't even watch the video. They just go to the mobilytics link and then they're like asking questions about the build, and it's stuff I've put down in the description to kind of give them an idea as to what they should do for bosses. And then I need to start farming the Echo of Malphas to get the unique tuning stones. That would be really nice for both my builds. Having that +4 ranks and the 30% more multiplicative damage, that's just crazy. I think maybe I should start my own clan on here. I feel like I like being in the X clan in that community, but I don't think they do. I mean, I don't think they do too much. Like, I try to chat in the chat with them and ask them if they want to do stuff, but it seems like they don't really want to do stuff. It'd be easier if I just had you guys in a clan, and then I could just post out like, hey, you know, anybody want to do this? Anybody want to do that while you guys are on? I think that's what I'll do. I think I'm going to do a shred build next. I want to do a shred build. I don't know if I want to do a tornado build. I don't necessarily like tornado. I'm a big hater. Don't get me. I'm a hater. I'm a hater on caster werewolf. I'm sorry. I have no idea why they made a caster werewolf. So my whole objective was to make a human caster, and then I want an attack speed werewolf. So I'm gonna hate on anything that's a caster werewolf. Forgive me. It makes me so annoyed that they did like caster werewolf. I could do a human tornado build. I think maybe I could, but maybe tornado's a little bit too costly. I could try to do a human tornado build. I think you could. I think you could do a human tornado build. I honestly think you could just take my Lightning Storm build, swap out one aspect, you know, the tornado for the tornado aspect, and then you're pretty much good to go because it's basically the same setup. All you really have to do is just swap out the Lightning Dancer aspect and maybe make a couple changes. You know what, Michael? I think I will. I think I'll make a human tornado build, but I want to make the shred build first. I want to make the. I'm already behind. I got to get another character to level 100, so I don't have to swap gear out and stuff. And once I get that character to level 100, that'll be my Stormclaw character. And then I really want to make a. I really want to make a shred build because they fixed shred this season. So I want to see how good it is now that they've actually done some, you know, bug fixing on Blurred Beast. But I definitely want to be as helpful as I can. So I think I might. I think I might go ahead and make one at some point. We're only a weekend, so if you give me maybe like 2 weeks, if you're willing to wait 2 weeks, I could probably get you a tornado build with some gameplay. My only thing is I have to have gameplay with in-game builds because the comments that I get when I don't have gameplay, man, I get the business. They're like, "You don't have gameplay, it's not any good." I'm like, "Oh, but you know, I just." So I think if you can give me like maybe a week or two, I'll bring you a tornado build. But it's going to be human, no werewolves allowed, and that's my whole rule here. It's just going to be humans for the season for casters. I want more human caster builds, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I have my lightning. I have my lightning set up, so you guys have that, and hopefully I'll have the Ubers soon. I got to do a ton of Duriel runs though, and it's really hard to find rotations. I was trying to get some rotations together. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is just make a clan for you guys, and then you guys can come to my clan, and then when we're all together, you guys can just join me when I'm streaming or when I'm off streaming, and we'll just do rotations on our own. I want to build a nice little community. We can set it all up together, help each other out, because it's a lot harder to find groups. You know, it's a bit hard to find groups. But what I would suggest until I do that, Mike, if you would just, you could probably take my Lightning Storm setup, swap out Lightning Storm for Tornado, and then swap out Dancers and swap out Lightning Dancers and swap out the Rune Workers. Well, maybe not Rune Workers. Keep Rune Workers, but you could swap out Lightning Dancer for the Tornado aspect. Well, you'd probably still have to swap out Rune Worker. Whatever the lightning aspect is, whether it's Rune Worker or Lightning Dancer, I'd swap that one out for the Tornado aspect, and then you probably have the almost the exact Tornado build I'd make. Dude, I love the Human Lightning. I'm really proud of that build, man. I'm happy I got that build to you guys, and I'm more happy that you guys are enjoying it so much. I love to hear all the feedback from you guys. You know, I love to know that you guys have found benefit and you're actually having a good time with it. That's my whole purpose. Is I don't want to make any boring builds for you guys. I don't want to make anything too convoluted where you're having to do 20 million things before you get your damage to come out. I want you guys to just have fun with them. And then also, you know, make changes to them and enjoy them and make your own build out of it. So that's the most fun for me. That's what I honestly like. I get so much enjoyment out of playing Diablo and streaming this with you guys and sharing my builds with you guys. It makes the game like infinitely more fun for me. And also, anybody in the, like I said, like the description of the stream says, if you guys want to run your bosses, I have materials. I have like a couple materials for Duriel. I have like 3 rotations for Duriel. I can carry it. It will take a little bit longer, maybe like a minute or so to kill Duriel with a 4-man. But I'm definitely down to help you guys through your bosses, and any materials I have. I'm trying to collect as much as I can, but it is a little bit harder because most of the bossing I've done has been solo. My battle tag is in the description of the stream, so if you guys add me, I think what I'm gonna do now, actually, I'm just gonna come out of this clan. Let me just leave the clan, and I'll create the clan. And we'll just start adding people to the clan. Let's see. Wrecking crew. TWC. We'll wait on the clan description. We'll say casual, hardcore, PvE, PvP, leveling, social. We're going to do all those. I like social. Which one we want to take out? We'll just make it like that. We'll just like leave off the K then. I don't like that. Maybe add an X here and an X here. All right, there we go. And I'll manage all this stuff later. So now we have a dedicated clan for Diablo. So all you guys have to do is join me, and we can get it started. I keep forgetting to stop picking up all these items. Oh man, first kill got a ring. What a lucky joker. That's so lucky. Oh. Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to do that many runs, but I need to do them like tonight. I need to do as many runs as I can. Because I'm trying to get a pair of Flicker Step for this build. And the Flicker Step is for the dungeon. The Flicker Step is for dungeons. And I'm pretty good on the bossing aspect of the build. I have a pretty decent helmet, pretty decent Godslayer helm. Yeah, all I need is a better pair of gloves, but I'm okay with that. I can be okay without the gloves right now. I just need the Flicker Step for dungeons. So we got the Wrecking Crew clan. If you guys want to come in and join that. That way we can, you guys can see what I'm on more often. You didn't know it. Oh man, I know what it is. I want it. I want that Ring of Starless Skies, bro. Oh my god, it would be so nice to get that. It'd be so nice to get that. I had to go without the cam. I was tired of the light in my room, so I wanted to like do a no cam stream, sit in the dark, man. My eyes get tired with that light. I'd love to get that ring. And a Shaco. I feel like, man, if I get the Shaco and the ring, and then I get the Genesis and the Evernight tuning stones, my god, my human druid is going to be slamming, bro. My human druid is going to be absolutely OP. I feel like it's going to be insanely good. And then I'll put a video out for the Uber variant, and I'm going to tell you what, I think we're going to be smashing through everything with that variant. I feel pretty good about it. Congrats, brother. Got the man. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. You guys are telling me all these good things. I'm jealous. Got the ring already. Tell me how, man, I'm telling you, I gotta know. No Shaco. Well, hey, at least you got you know, you got that ring, man. I want that ring. How are you guys doing all these groups, getting all these Duriel runs? I'm over here trying to find some Duriel runs. I'm about to ask you guys for help. Oh yeah, yes sir. My human druid, my human lightning storm druid can handle Shaco and Ring of Starless Skies, and you're gonna have way more damage. I'm telling you, I don't want to. I don't like to be prideful. I don't want to say, stuff because I don't know everything, but I do feel like my lightning storm build potentially could be the best one this season. I do feel like that. I do feel like it could potentially be the best one this season. I think it's better than the werewolf version because I feel like you're not strapped down to direwolf. I think being strapped down to direwolf, it makes it really hard to do anything other than like run certain aspects. And you don't even get to use your poison creeper. I can use my poison creeper all the time. I can use my ravens to get more crit chance. I was trying to find rotation groups earlier, but I kept getting people trying to like scam me up, bro. I was like, hey, rotations. They're like, yeah, sure. And then they wouldn't put anything in the altar. And I had to carry them. And it was taking, I don't mind that it was taking a little while. I like to test out the Stormclaw damage, and I feel pretty good about it, but it would have been nice. They were just inviting people that didn't even have mats. Like, there was this one person just dropping mucus eggs, and I'm like, we need, did you have materials? They're like, no, I don't have it. It's like, I don't mind. Like, later on in the season when I have everything, I don't care. Like, it's no big deal. But when I need to get stuff, because I'm trying to make content, make videos and stuff for everybody to get builds out, it's like I really need to make the runs that I have, last. I have 3 runs of Durio right now. I'm gonna get a couple more. If you guys want to hop in with me, we can do group Galvanic Saint, and I can get more of the shards. That's all I really need, man. I got plenty. I got mucus eggs. I got 17. I just need shards. All right, I'll be here. I will be here tomorrow. I'll try to get as much as I can done. Hopefully, like I said, I just want to get a pair of Flicker Step boots. The Uber's not the biggest deal, but I definitely want Flicker Step boots. Because that's the only thing I need to finish out this build for you guys. If I get those Flicker Step boots... And I think, honestly, I haven't looked at the max roll build, but I think my build is probably going to be... As a person who's played Stormclaw exclusively in hardcore, I have a pretty good idea about what I need to put on the build. And I feel like it's going to be pretty dang good. I feel like some people are going to be pleasantly surprised. 50? Holy... How? Yeah, I think you're going to like it, man. I honestly do. I think you're going to like the dungeon setup. You're going to like the bossing setup. I'm going to make, like I said, I'm going to make a video explaining how I run my Stormclaw build through dungeons and through bosses, so that way people are more clear on the rotation and how to like use the skills appropriately. But I just want to get the build out no later than the day after tomorrow. Like I would preferably like to get it out tomorrow, but definitely on Wednesday. I don't want to wait any longer because I want to get it to people before the weekend. I want to give people some time to really farm up stuff or swap things out if they want to run the build, so that way they can enjoy it over the weekend. I'm really happy with how it runs in dungeons. Like, I don't have the Flicker Step boots, but how it runs in dungeons is so good. Like, I can't imagine when I get the boots and I can cool down my Petrify really, really fast. I feel like it's going to make doing tier 100s in the vault a lot better. And I might actually use it in hardcore, but I am a little worried. I am a little worried about the overall tankiness of the Druid class as a whole. Maybe it's not the tankiness. Maybe it's just how insanely powerful a lot of these creatures are. The scorpions, mainly the scorpions and the Vizier constructs, they just have so much damage output. Actually, remember, they have the WASD keys now. So I think it'll work perfectly fine with mouse and keyboard now that you can move with WASD. So do remember that, Underground. Sounds good, brother. Yeah, anytime, my man, anytime. Every single person is more than welcome, subscriber, not subscriber. I don't, I'm always happy to just have you guys here. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to engage with my content and supporting my channel. So anything is cool. You guys can come in whenever you want, join the party, have a good time. That's all I'm looking to have. And above all, just be nice to everybody. Be nice to each other. I always like in my comment section of my videos, I'm always like, I don't hide comments or restrict too many people from their comments. But if I always prefer to keep no cussing, just in case kids are watching my videos. I don't mark them for kids, but if they are watching, it's like no cussing, don't insult each other, just be cordial, have polite disagreement about things. I don't mind the occasional troll coming in and just tell me Diablo 4 sucks. That don't bother me at all, but yeah, Underground, try it out with that WASD, bro. I'm telling you, I think you're going to be able to do some Stormclaw much easier now with that WASD setup. I might actually test it out before I put the build out. Well, I'm going to be pulling, like I said, I need to level a new character up so I can have two separate characters for my Stormclaw and my Lightning Storm. So I'll definitely be down to do some leveling with you, undoubtedly. I'm probably going to need like at least, I want to say probably like 4 or 5 softcore characters this season, maybe more, depending on how many builds I get myself into. I do eventually want to move over to Barbarian, but I will say that with how overpowered Barbarian is, it really kind of turns me off to making anything for that class. And I love the Barbarian. I love the aesthetic. That's my second favorite class ever. Like, if I'm not playing Druid in D2R, I was playing Barbarian in D3. But I just can't stand when a build just trivializes, like a class just trivializes all the content and makes it really way too easy. I like to, and I feel like there's not enough give and take with Barbarian. You just like have tons and tons of damage so you can just invest in survivability to the point where you never die. Still a really fun class, for a lot of people. I'm not trying to hate on the Barb. For my personal taste, I like to have a little bit of a struggle, like just a little bit of a struggle with the characters I play. So I might actually try to run a rogue, or even though rogue's really powerful too. I don't know. Maybe necromancer. Probably necro. I'm really interested in necro. Necro's like my third favorite, because they don't have witch doctor. I love the aesthetic of witch doctor. I don't think we'll ever get a witch doctor again. Yeah, they're strong, man. They're really strong. Really, really strong. Already hitting over 1 billion damage. Like 1 billion damage. It's so crazy. 1 billion damage. With the nerfs to overpower. With the nerfs to Barbarian. Over 1 billion damage. But I knew that when I seen the patch notes. I'm pretty good at I'm pretty knowledgeable about like the game and everything, especially if I enjoy playing a game, because I like to learn everything and I kind of get a feel for like how much it takes to kill a boss and how much it takes to get through content. And the nerfs they were bringing were just, I mean, you would have to nerf Barbarian like by like 95% of its power before it would even be close to being in line with a lot of the other builds. And then I know now Rogue has some crazy stuff you can do with Rogue. It's like one-shotting world bosses, so. I seen Wadijo put up a video, and he was just blowing stuff up with Rogue, so. I wish that devs would really talk to someone like Wadijo, because I feel like that guy has this... He really has a good pulse on the game. I feel like he really cares about the balance of the game. I mean, I'm sure they do, but they definitely need to talk to some players who really have a good eye for the content and where things are kind of lining up at. Yeah, I wanted to make a no low life build just because I feel like it'd be better quality of life for a lot of people who try Stormclaw. So it won't be low life. No low life this season. I don't want to, a lot of people feel like it's an awkward mechanic, and it really is, because when you're doing dungeons, a lot of the pedestals will heal you. You'll lose your low life, and it'll be, you'll just be sitting there taking way too much damage. So I made a point to say, like, no low life this season. We're going to just keep the health high, work on building out our bulwark, building up our shield and stuff, and that way you don't have to go through that awkward mechanic. So no low life this season. No low life whatsoever. Honestly, I don't even really like the gimmicky mechanics like that. I mean, it's just kind of like I said, it just kind of sets you up, and you have to be hyper specific about the dungeons you choose, and it can be really annoying, but the mechanic itself is just so strong because you get so much damage reduction out of the low life bulwark. But like I said, it just puts you off. It just puts you off. Dude, I love when I get that double ultimate off of my Nature's Fury. It looks so insanely cool. By the way, just for you guys out there, no adaptability aspect in my build. It's absolute. Well, I won't say absolute. In my opinion, there are just better aspects to get. It does not do enough damage, in my opinion, to warrant it being on your build for a Stormclaw build. I mean, it looks good, 80% multiplicative damage, but in practice, it just does not hit like I wanted it to hit. So, no adaptability aspects. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about farming up if you choose to use my Stormclaw build. But I will say, the Paingorger Gauntlets, the damage sharing is really great for clearing tier 100 dungeons. So definitely for dungeons with this build, I would still run Paingorger just because of that specific aspect of the gloves. The damage sharing isn't like super crazy, but it definitely is noticeable when you're doing your tier 100s. But for bossing, I'm using the conceded aspect on a normal pair of gloves. Attack speed, lucky hit, crit chance, and willpower most likely. Absolutely, brother. That'd be nice. All right, my man. Get some rest. I will see you tomorrow. Let's go. I'm about to, after this Helltide, I'll do a couple of Galvanic Satan if anybody wants to join in for those rotations. Just to get some more of the shards. Let's head on down here. I feel like these silent chests should give you more. Yeah, man, join up in the party. We can run run together through Helltides and stuff, whatever you want to do. I'm just trying to get more and more stuff so I can do more Duriel runs tonight. I need to get through Duriel quite a few times so I can get some Flicker Step boots. Flicker Step. I hope I get a good damage reduction roll, though. That's what I'd really like to get from there. Obviously, a nice cooldown roll would be nice, but having that big damage reduction from the boots would be really useful. Damage to close enemies. Damage reduction from close enemies. I feel like I'm going to have to be so careful when I transition over to hardcore. What's your in-game name, Micah? Now that I don't even need this blight shade. Now that I finally got my potion to 90. Ooh, grab the Screaming Helltide Vein. Always use more Forgotten Souls. I'll have more than 3 after I finish these. After I finish these Galvanic Saints, so I'll have 3. I have 3 right now, and then I'll have probably like 10, not 10, 5. 5 when I'm done with these Galvanic Saint runs. So we can definitely get through some of those. Same with anybody in the stream. Like if you guys want to run some Duriel runs, if you want to do some Galvanic Saint runs, my battle tag is in the description of the stream. Just go ahead and send me a friend request, guys. I did go ahead and make a clan, so if you want to join that clan, if you feel like if you don't have a clan or your clan's not really active, you can go ahead and join into my clan. I have to set up the emblem and stuff, but I just made it. I feel like these should give more than 1 living still. I don't think you're on my I don't think you're on my friends list. Mm-mm. Yeah, man. Like I said, hop on in, brother. Hop on in. Just, like I said, my battle tag's in the descriptions. Shoot me a friend request. We can get it popping. It does, and you guys, if you don't, I'll carry you through it. It don't matter. Like it might take a second to get through the Duriel, just because obviously I'm not a barbarian. But we'll get through it. We'll make it through the Duriel, and we'll farm up some Duriel runs. Cool, cool. Just gonna. I don't think I need anything more from the Helltide. I'll just kind of look around for some. I'll go do. I'll go do the Tree of Whispers quest for the seasonal content. First, I actually need to empty my inventory of all this junk. Get off me, bro. No, is that one of the space cockroaches? He just pops out of nowhere when I'm actually leaving. Let me go back. Where you at, space cockroach? Let's see, attack speed. I love how disobedience is just not good anymore. Just because of how insanely powerful. I'll try to move around a little bit. I don't. My stream lags when I stand still. I'm not sure why. It'll stop lagging once I start moving around and doing stuff. It's such a weird thing to happen. I don't know why it's doing it. Been like that for the past couple days. It's so strange. All right. Let me go over here. I'll start bringing people in. Is this you, Super? You Mung Lee 25? Just let me know what your in-game name is before you guys, so that way I know if you're joining to, if you want to join to actually do the bosses. Oh, there's a unique over here. Could it be my Flicker Step boots? Oh, it's a pair of boots. That's funny. Could it really be a random drop here? All right, I'll add you up real quick, brother. We'll get you into a party. That's so hilarious. It'd be funny if that's actually no. It's Penitent Greaves. Penitent Greaves. All right, let me go turn this in real quick. We'll do just a few Galvanic Saint, and then we'll jump into some Duriel runs. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Resend that. Resend that. Whoever was Claptrap, Claptrap from Borderlands. Sorry about that. Nice. Okay, yeah, resend it and I'll accept it. I accidentally hit X instead of A. We'll get you a Tempest Roar. If you want to come in and join these runs that we're going to do on the bosses, if you'd like to, just all I ask is that you just have your own materials so that way we can do some rotations. If you don't have Duriel materials, we'll farm some up, you know, and we'll get some more materials for you. Is there like a cooldown, Micah? Just resend that request. I wonder if I can... What is it? Clap? Trap? I don't think that was it. We could even work through some dungeons if you guys want to. Let's see. We can even do some of the sorry about that. We can even do some of the echo if you guys want to. Yeah, no problem, brother. It's my fault. I didn't mean to decline it. If you guys are just joining in, we're doing some bossing with groups. If you guys are looking to do some rotations for like any of the bosses, just my battle tag's down in the description of the stream. Just jump right on in. We'll have 3 people, and we're just missing 1 more. So I think our current plan is to do a couple rotations of Duriel. I'm going to do some Galvanic Saint rotations first, just to pick up some more shards, and then we'll do some Duriel. I can carry through a 4-man, but it takes a little longer just because the damage on Stormclaw for bossing is perfectly fine solo, but when you're doing it in teams, it does definitely take a little bit longer. Hopefully I'll get those flicker step. And they made it so easy to level up your Seneschal now. I love it. So the new gloves, like I said, the new gloves are good. In my opinion, the new gloves are good for dungeons, but for bossing, I still prefer gloves with conceded. So dungeons, amazing because of the damage sharing aspect of the gloves. When you pull everything in with Petrify and Eridas, it just blows stuff up. But for bossing, I get more damage out of a normal set of gloves with conceded. Just because of, I'm not, like, the damage from your basic attacks are not really that powerful, but the damage from your aspects you proc are actually really strong. Like, Runeworkers is insanely powerful, Overcharge is insanely powerful. Well, I guess not insanely powerful, but it definitely does a lot of work. I gotta pick that up anyway. I don't think Stormclaw is going to be better than Lightning. I think you might prefer the playstyle more. Like, I prefer the playstyle of Stormclaw more, but Lightning, I think, will have the way better damage. Especially when I'm able to put on my, when I get a Shaco and when I get Ring of Starless Skies. What Lightning Storm offers right now is just way more than what Stormclaw could offer in terms of damage, overall damage. However, both builds seem to be viable for all in-game content. And Stormclaw, actually, I think I prefer doing dungeons with Stormclaw more because I don't have to worry about suppressor enemies. I blow right through suppressor enemies. They're no big deal. The only problem with Lightning Storm, and I swear to God, I hope they change the way suppressor enemies work, is the suppressor dome. It's way too powerful, and there's no mechanic to actually outplay it. I think they should put it on a cooldown, where it rotates the cooldown, like every 2 seconds it goes on cooldown. And you can hit enemies without worrying about the suppressor dome. But, you know, until then, you're just having to jump right into the dome and kill everything inside of it, which is really annoying, especially if the enemies have some really bad modifiers. They definitely need to nerf that. Or just find a better way to implement it, because honestly, like, it's just, there's no outplaying the mechanic. You literally just have to play through the mechanic. Yeah, if we could just be able to do something like that, like a stagger or something, like reach a certain threshold, like a damage threshold that they stagger and they drop their dome, that's perfect. Like just something, like just an example, like just a counter example would be like the armor mobs that make everything have a high amount of damage reduction. Like those things are really powerful, right? But if they're really weak, so if you get to them in time, you blow them up fast enough, you don't have to worry about it too much. They don't have that with suppressor enemies. Suppressor enemies are just there with a giant dome that protects them. Yeah, so that's what I was saying, like that 2 second. In my opinion, if they just made like a 2 second rotating cooldown where 2 seconds it's up, 2 seconds it's down, 2 seconds it's up, 2 seconds it's down, you could like kite out enemies, and then as soon as it comes down, you could drop all of your damage, or at least, kill the stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect. I also think they need to make electrified obelisks targetable by the player. They definitely need to do something about the damage output from electrified obelisks. And they also need to make it where waller enemies, like their walls don't stack in a weird way. There's so many times I've actually had waller enemies spawn their walls inside of my character. And it's really annoying. They'll drop like this weird, oddly stacked wall for no reason. And I also wish they would make multiple sections of the wall attackable and not just like one section of the wall attackable. Or make the whole wall attackable. Because Metamorphosis was amazing for dealing with waller enemies, but now that we don't have it, it's like super annoying. You get walled up and you can't even get out of it. Unless you have some form of teleport. Let me go pick this up. Anybody, if anybody wants to join in on the party, just go ahead and add me up. My battle tags in the description. I also made a clan for anybody who wants to join it, so that way it's easy for everybody to see who's online and join up in groups. I think Micah's coming in a few minutes, and then we just have one more slot open. We're going to do some rotations of Galvanic Saint, where I just want to burn through my Living Still. And then we'll jump into some Duriel runs. Might as well just farm up some of these, what are they called again? Ignis cores while we're waiting. Let's go jump in. Let's go do a couple of the Galvanic Saint while we're waiting on Micah. Are you doing the Legion event? You did? Where are they? I didn't get a notification. There we go. There we go. Well, I got Kettle now. Let's go jump in. I don't, what's your battle tag? I'll add you. Maybe then it might be easier that way. Maybe it did something when I declined it. I don't know. I don't know why it's not popping up. Where am I at? Oh no, I'm not running all the way over there. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why it's not popping up like it did when you sent the first one. Where which town did you let me see. Yeah, absolutely, William. Because I just want to be able to like party up with people a lot faster. So, getting everybody centralized in one area would definitely be much easier. And my clan I was in, it was in the X clan for the one they started for the Diablo 4 community on X. Claptrap. Okay. Give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna add. There we go. I sent it. Now that way you can get that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and equip gloves, the ring, and the helmet. We're at the boss, so if you want to jump over to the boss, you can. What are you missing, Kettle? Oh yeah, we can run it as much as you guys. I only have enough for 2 runs though. I'm really only interested in the Shard of Agony, man. Are you missing mucus eggs, or are you missing just the Shards of Agony? Is everybody out? There we go. My stream is on a delay. I don't know if I can turn that off in YouTube, so just be aware of that. If I can, I don't know how. Just shards? Okay, so we'll get you a couple shards here. I think I have. Let me check and see how many runs of Varshan that I have. I only have one, so I couldn't do a. I don't know if anybody else has runs of Varshan if they want to do that. We're all in. I'm almost at the boss. I am at the boss. I wish. No, you don't have. I mean, most they don't. It's up to everybody else. I don't mind just running living still, even though it's annoying to get. Anybody? Yeah, I have one Varshan run. If you want to use yours, we can do our living still that we have, and then I have one Varshan run, and you can use that, and then we can just do Durio runs until we run out of stuff. This is the last one that I have. I need one more. I need one more living still to do a third run. I wish we could get some double drops, man. I feel like I never get double drops for shards, but I get double drops all the time. I feel like I get double drops all the time for mucus eggs, but not double drops for shards. It's kind of frustrating. Especially because it takes like twice as long to get shards than it does mucus eggs. I might actually use these boots until I get my flicker step. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's cool, brother. You don't have to type anything. Trust me, I know that feeling being on console. That I play on my Xbox, so I'll give you guys some funny story. Like I play hardcore typically. Like I've played hardcore since the beginning of the game. And my little boy, I had the brain dead idea to plug in my Xbox to one of the lights to the light switch that was controlled by an outlet, and he would climb up on top of stuff and switch off my Xbox. He killed. I have no more. Whoever has living still, and he killed a couple of my hardcore characters. It was pretty funny. He switched that switch right off. I remember one time I was right in the middle of fighting a butcher, and I think I was like level 60 or something, and he just hit a switch. He hit the switch on the wall. I think I've only ever died in hardcore while I'm playing on my Xbox. I think that's just because of the latency because I'm on Wi-Fi. Okay, yeah, definitely. That's why I made the clan, man. I want to keep it active. I want to keep people, obviously I want to build up the community, my community and everything, have you guys playing all together. I just want to build a really strong, fun community. And it doesn't have to just be Diablo. Like my plan is to play many different games. Just Diablo is the only one that I'm interested in right now. So, like when Last Epoch drops, I'll play that. When PoE 2 drops, I'll play that. I like survival horror games. I'll probably play through any survival horror games that come out that I find interesting. I don't know about any MMOs because those typically take up a lot of time and you have to be pretty dedicated to MMOs. If they have something like the Division, like when the Division 3 drops, bro, I'm going to be playing the Division 3 like a madman. But for the most part, I'll probably stick with action RPGs, and I'll probably uh stick with Diablo 4 because I really enjoy the game. Like what they're currently doing with the game and the direction it seems like they're going with it. I'm actually really excited to see what they do now that Microsoft has Blizzard Activision. I want to see how it turns out, how many things that they decide to do with the game. You know, the only thing that sucks about getting weapons from these bosses is that now you get 925 gear out of doing vaults and in-game dungeons, so it makes these weapons kind of pointless. I got this insanely good crone staff earlier out of a vault. Like 925, perfect rolls on the claw, high roll on the damage to Storm Strike. Let me know when you guys are out of Living Still, then we'll go do Varshan, and then we'll go do Duriel. I have one of Varshan that I can do. And I know Kettle said he had a couple runs. And then we'll smash through some Duriel rotations. I went the long way. I got here a half hour early just to go the wrong way. Keep that. Pull that off there. Pull that off too. Get rid of that. How many more runs of Living Still does everybody have? And you don't have to use your Living Still if you don't want to. So don't feel like you have to use it. If you want to do it in a 4-person group or whatever, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, some of these, like, I don't mind MMO lights, like Destiny, things like that, The Division. I like to play those just because they have a lot they have fewer complicated systems and they're more about skill. Like, it's more of a skill based kind of. Not to say that those games aren't skill based, but you know, anytime you have like a shooter that's typically a little bit higher on the skill ceiling. 3 more, okay. So I'll play like MMO lights, but when it comes to like hardcore MMOs where you have to spend like hours and hours a day grinding the stuff and you really don't make that much room and it's going to take you several weeks to get to where you need to be at, I probably won't play anything like that just because I want to swap through stuff. There's so many games that I haven't played, even, just because I was spending too much time with MMOs, so... And I think most games nowadays put so many different aspects of MMOs into the game, so you kind of get that MMO feel from a lot of other things outside of MMOs. There's so many progression systems now in games. I will say that's one great thing about MMOs. They've really made a lot of games incorporate a lot of the different leveling systems and progression systems that they have. Even first-person shooters nowadays have stuff like that. When it used to be you just kind of, slap a couple guns on your character and go into a PvP lobby. Nowadays there's like all kinds of different things you can do. Skill trees and... Oh, that's no problem, brother. Like I said, you don't even have to do it if you prefer not to. There's no pressure to use your materials. We're just trying to get as many of these runs as we can, and then farm up more materials after that. And then we'll go over to Varshan. Whoever wants to use any of their summons for that, we can do that. I have one right now. I'm missing the Malignant Hearts, which I hope... My hope is I hope they make Malignant Hearts a lot easier to obtain. Not that they're hard to obtain, but I feel like I'm always missing Malignant Hearts. There's no system in place to like exchange things for malignant hearts. All right, I'm going over to the tree. Cool, cool. I have, what, how many? Was I not getting any shards? Why do I only have 9? Why do I only have 9 shards of agony? I don't think I was getting any drops out of that. Did we do something wrong there? Okay. Why do I not have... Why were we... that's strange. Can you not do boss rotations on, because I've never played with parties. I might be unaware. This is like my first true time of like playing in a party. Because like I said, I always do solo self-found and hardcore. This is a new moment for me, but are you not able to farm extra materials for bosses? If you summon, okay. Well, then that makes sense. I'm like, I thought you could do it. Okay, okay. Yeah, see, learn new things every day. I've never summoned in a party, so I always do everything solo. No wonder why I was asking for people for a party. That's hilarious. I was asking people, I was like, hey, anybody want a party for Varshan? And they're like, no one answered. That's funny. Okay, well, I have 4 runs. I have 4 runs of Duriel. I need like 1 more shard to get a to get 5. So I'll do the 4 and then we can maybe do a Helltide or something like that if you guys still want to stay in a party. Because I have 18 mucus eggs. 18? Yeah, 18 mucus eggs. Yeah, like I said, William, I always played hardcore solo self-found, so I'm learning all new stuff basically here. I had no idea it didn't work like that. I don't really look at a lot of guides and stuff, so there are little things I still don't know about. I'm sure there are little things I don't know about the game that other people do. Get rid of all this stuff. You guys go ahead in there. I'll be there in just a second. Just extracting this stuff real quick. Okay. That sounds good. So we'll have like 5. I know there's no way that I won't get a pair of Flicker Step boots. Just let me know when you're out of summons for Varshan, and then we'll go to Duriel. Yeah, like I said, I exclusively played solo, so I wanted to make a softcore character so that way not only could I get more builds out to people faster, but so that way I could enjoy some party play because I think there are just so many cool little things that they've incorporated in the game to party up and everything. And I hope they do more. I hope they add more and more and more of that. I would really like them to make a purpose for clans. Like some kind of clan content or some kind of something. Well, those are a nice pair of Pentiment. I'll keep them. All right, one more, and then we're doing some Duriel. Oh, I shouldn't have used that. I wish there a way. I wish there was a way to like chill bosses or apply a debuff to bosses when you have CCs. So that way you actually got a benefit from some of these different uniques and stuff. All right, Duriel time. I'm just gonna teleport over to the town. Just 4 mighty druids killing a giant maggot monster. I feel like the horse looks so small when you're on top of the horse as a druid. You just look like this giant dude riding a small horse. Yeah, they still fill the stagger meter, but it doesn't do anything like a lot of your crowd control damage multipliers or additive damage it won't do anything to bosses because you know you can't outright slow them or stun them or fear them, which is fine because that would be too powerful. But what it would be nice if they did is if they incorporated a way that when you're using a an ability that slows, stuns, chills, etc., that it instead applied a debuff to the boss, so that way your damage multipliers and additive damage would work against the boss. Not necessarily make it where you can stun the boss and stuff, and keep the stagger meter, but make it where your damage actually still affects the boss from a lot of those damage types. It really makes a lot of builds impossible to use because of not being able to affect a boss directly. But that's just my opinion. It's just my. It's like I wouldn't want to build out an entire build based on slow, and get a bunch of damage towards slow enemies and then try to do a boss because you're not really going to get much benefit out of that. All right. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to use my potion. That was a good ult too. I got a double cast. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, we're killing him pretty fast. We're no bar, but we're killing him pretty fast. Let's go. All these lightning storms. Oh no. Got my boy. Man down. Impaled you and just drug you. Flicker step boots. Come on, let's go. Flicker step, flicker step. I don't need no chest. I don't want no... I hate this chest piece. Soul brand. No way. I'm back in. For Lightning Storm, I prefer staff. I like staff for my Lightning Storm until I get my Ubers, but my Uber variation of my Lightning Storm build uses an axe and totem. So you can keep your axe and totem. Don't get rid of your axe and totem if you choose to switch over to a staff. You don't really have to though. They're comparable. So like for bossing here, you'd want to use the conduit aspect. The conduit aspect would be a lot more damage to a single target. So like I said in the how-to video, you keep like a lightning dancer on one ring and you have a conduit aspect on another, and then when you do bossing, you just swap between them. You go conduit for bossing, then lightning dancer for group for dungeon content. Let's go. What was that? What did I get? Where'd it go? Oh, another X-Fall. I feel like we're doing pretty decent in this 4-man. Try not to stay in town too long so that way I don't start lagging. I got so many pairs of Flicker Step last season, and I didn't even use Flicker Step. Let's go. Man, I missed that sound effect of like hammering Duriel like a machine gun with your Stormclaw. It was so cool. Okay, we got a ring. I don't need a ring. Unless it's a double drop, I don't need a ring. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What'd you get, bro? What did you get? What did you get, you lucky son of a bee? Nice, nice, awesome, awesome. Ring of Starless Skies. That's what I'm talking about. That is a good drop right there. Awesome. I'm gonna clear my inventory out real fast. You lucky joker. That is so cool, man. Uh, I can't wait till it's me. I can't wait till it's me. Oh. That's a good roll on Grizzly. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I have plenty of shred. Back in we go. I'm not really too concerned with oh, let me go back out. I thought everybody was ready. Back out. I think that's the one unique I definitely want right away for my human druid build, that Ring of Starless Skies. They made so many nice changes to it. Multiplicative damage, spirit cost reduction, like the affixes on it are really good. It's like a perfect ring. And then obviously getting that Shaco, getting that extra damage reduction, it's going to be so nice to have that. +4 rings to all skills. Our barrier is going to get stronger. Lightning Storm gets stronger. Everything. I'm in the boss room, by the way. I'll pull that off. I don't think I'm going to make any Grizzly Rage builds this season. I might. I might. I always keep a couple good aspects that are maxed out just in case I decide to. All right. Flicker step boots. Flicker step boots. Come on, game. Give me a flicker step boots. Unless I'm crazy, I know I remember getting flicker step boots from Duriel. That's why I love my human druid, bro. Got that bulwark. They can't stick you and drag you. Pants. We don't need any pants. Although I will take a I'll take a perfect roll on Tebow's Will. Man, I got some good pairs of Tebow's Will. That's a perfect roll with some decent levels on the decent values on the affixes. Can't be mad at that. Go ahead and mark that up. Keep that. I like the season. I like the season cosmetic. I think it's better than the other two seasons. I felt like the season 1 cosmetic was just a little too evil. I'm like, we're supposed to be the good guys, not the bad guys. We look like a straight demon, which is perfectly fine. Just like maybe just make it a little less evil looking. It still looks really cool though. Something I've said multiple times, I wish they would make cosmetics specifically for your werebear and werewolf. I hope one day that they add cosmetics for that. I'll go. I'll just empty out all of mine. And then whoever has any more summons can just use theirs. Yeah, it actually does. It actually does. The big dwarven constructs, or the Dwemer constructs, I should say, not dwarven. They're basically dwarves. Man, I feel like once I get that Ring of Starless Skies and I can put an ultimate, like Petrify, it's going to be so nice. Okay, finally, I think we got the boots. Yes, sir. All right, Flicker Step boots. Yeah, I mean, the cooldown's not the worst. It's 2.8. The movement speed's bad, but we don't care. We're just looking for the boots. So we got the boots now. All right. Definitely gave me some low rolls, but that's okay. Pretty much as low as you can get almost. That's what happened the first time I got my Tebow's Will, but then after that I've gotten nothing but really good Tebow's Will, so upgrade these bad boys. Unless honestly, you can swap between one hand and offhand if you want, one hand and totem if you want to, or staff. But if you're using the Uber version, I would highly suggest, well, in my opinion, I would run the axe and totem just because you get the extra aspect slot, and I think you'll get a lot more out of that extra aspect slot when you run the axe and the totem. So if you're using the Ring of Starless Skies and you're using the Shaco, Axe and Totem, I think is the best. This is my last one that I have, so you guys can start summoning after this. Just get mine out of the way. Man, that's awesome. I'm happy I got these Flicker Step boots. Now I can finish out my build for... and I can dash through Duriel to go ahead and cool down my ultimate. Although I don't think I need to. But it's nice to cool it down. Well, you're using a werewolf version, so I don't know exactly what the best setup if you're limited by the werewolf. I'm not limited too much by my human setup. Another pair of pants. Well, we can get rid of that one. I gotta empty out my inventory. Let's go ahead, reset everything, and then empty out my inventory. You want to hop out? I think, yeah, we still have some more if you want to stick around. I already used my 4 in a row. So I think everybody else has some that they can use. Okay, I'm in here whenever you guys are ready. Just gonna manage my inventory up a little bit. I got plenty of lightning bolts. Now let's hope I can either get a better Flicker Step set, 15% out of 26% movement speed, man. Oh, and yeah, pretty much all low rolls. So I got 17 out of 27 all stats, 15 out of 26% movement speed, 49 out of 78% ultimate, and 12 out of 20% damage reduction, as well as a 2.8 second cooldown. So I pretty much got every single stat as low as you can possibly get it on my first set of Flicker Step boots. That's pretty crazy. But I'm happy no matter what. We got the boots. That's cool. The game is clearly trolling me, though. Let's get one of these guys out of here so we don't have to deal with it. Let's see. An amulet. Probably another... Yeah, I don't want to use Banished Lord's Talisman. All right. How many more summons do we have altogether? Who still has some? I used 4. I know Kettle used 2. I know we're on super stuff right now. Did you use any Micah? I don't remember. Okay. Another amulet? I don't want another amulet. I have a couple Dolmen Stone, but I don't know if I want to do a Boulder Cane Bear build this season. Just because Boulder's kind of frustrating. Three more? Okay, cool. Yeah, I know you. I know you can't type. I remember. I'm just clearing out some stuff real quick. I just wanted to make sure that we're not like jump. I don't want anybody to jump out if they don't. If we have more runs. Yeah, so it's in the description of the stream. It's in the description of the other Lightning Storm build. Uh, I just haven't put a video out for it yet because I haven't gotten the Starless Skies and I haven't gotten Shaco. But there's an Uber variation I've already built for my Human Lightning Storm build, and it's just called the Avatar of Lightning Ascended. So there's a link for it. I think I put Uber right in the description before the link, so it'll give people access to the Uber version, and that's going to be like the true final version. Once you get a Shaco, once you get a Ring of Starless Skies, that'll be the perfect. I think that'll be the perfect setup. Oh, I got a ring. Not exactly excited about a ring. X-Falls. I'm getting a lot of X-Fall. Keep that. 34 seconds. I'll keep that in mind. I'll start counting. If you don't make it out in time, it's game over. Are you running an Xbox or a PlayStation? Wait, dude, I don't know if I don't know. Can you play? I only have an Xbox. Can you play on with PC players on PlayStation? Do they have that available? I use my Xbox in the living room whenever I'm just kind of chilling, trying to like farm out some hell tides, or I just need a break from sitting in this gaming chair. Oh, we're missing somebody. What's up, Clark? How you doing, brother? We're just getting some bossing in. I finally got a pair of flicker steps so I can finish up my Stormclaw build for. I probably will get it out tomorrow now. I'll just have to get the footage for it. I'll work on getting some footage early in the day and then work on the build video. And then I'll probably stream later tomorrow night just because I want to get this build out to you guys. Boots. Give me better flicker set boots. Another pair of pants. Okay. And then after we finish our Durials, if you guys... Yeah, I'm pretty happy with so far with the Stormclaw build. It definitely took a hit coming into Season 3 because we don't have all the attack speed. But it definitely is still viable. And I almost want to say, depending on how they lay out the leaderboards... Yep, no problem, Kettle. You have a good night too, brother. Stop by anytime. Like I said, I'll probably stream a little bit later tomorrow, just so I can get the Stormclaw build out to everybody, and then I'll hop on stream. Once I get my Stormclaw build out, I'll probably swap this character back to Lightning Storm, and then I'll level another character up so I can equip them with my Stormclaw setup. Is anybody interested in jumping in, or do we want to go ahead and do something different? Let's go do some farming. What do you guys want to do? Probably go do some let me go pull all these aspects off. And I'll drop these off in the stash. Drop that off. And then drop this off. I'm going to go level these up. And socket them real quick. If you guys want to run that Helltide or you want to do some dungeons or something, let me know. Lord knows we're going to... All right, brother. Yep, see you later, my man. Stop by anytime. We'll run some more whenever we have more stuff. Actually, let me take those back out. No, I'll leave them there because I'll pick them up. So, I guess I'll just start doing some Helltide stuff. And if anybody wants to hop in, be my guest. If you need... Do you need to do anything, Micah? Do you want to run anything specific? I know you're on your Xbox. I have 10 mucus egg. I need a bunch of shards. And we'll just farm up this Helltide. Seems like a good idea. I wish we got more living steel out of the mystery chests. Yeah, that seems to be what everybody needs. Living steel. So that's what we're going to be doing. Farming some living steel. At least probably for a couple chests. Again, for anybody who's just not coming into the stream, if you guys want to hop in, do some farming with us, that sounds good. My battle tag is in the description of the stream. And I did make a clan, so if you're interested in joining a clan, I have one available just to kind of get everybody together so that way it's much easier to form parties. Nice, nice. Got that T-Bows, boy. That thing is so... Those pair of pants are so good. It's like work off of Unstoppable. Gives a big multiplicative damage bonus. I wish Flicker Step changed your evade in some way. It'd be nice if maybe you could evade further with Flicker Step boots. Yeah, so this is basically almost identical to last season. Yeah. So for bossing, it's pretty much going to be like last season. And for bosses, no, yeah. For bossing, it's going to be like last season. And for dungeons, I am going to use the Paingorger gauntlets because of the active ability to share to do damage sharing. I noticed that that was really good for doing tier 100s. Like I was blowing packs of monsters up in tier 100s with the Paingorgers, but for bossing specifically, I'm getting more out of a conceded gauntlet set. So for the build, I'm gonna set it up for dungeons, but I'm gonna put down in the description like I'm gonna put it down in the description for how to do bossing, and then I'm gonna do a video just to show everybody how I do my bossing, as well as the combo for when I'm doing dungeons. Just kind of like a how-to explanation, a short video, nothing crazy, and I think it's going to be even better for PC players too now that they have the WASD keys. I feel like now PC players won't be locked out of playing a Stormclaw build because they'll be able to move around with WASD. Oh yeah, like maybe drop the maybe make it give you more cooldown after your basic attacks. Like I think it gives like 1.2, maybe give it like 2-second cooldown or something like that. I still cool down my evade really fast, but I definitely this Juggernaut aspect is just so overpowered. It gives you so much armor. Yeah, I'm gonna be going back to hardcore. Closer to the leaderboards, I'm coming back to hardcore. I just wanted to get builds out early on in the season, play with a lot of you guys, and just have a good time, and then figure out what build I think I want to use for hardcore the most, and then come back to hardcore close to when the season is about to. I mean, when they're about to launch the gauntlet, so that way I can get that hardcore druid into the leaderboards. I just have to. I've actually learned quite a bit throughout playing just in softcore, and definitely will be very careful going into the dungeons, the vaults. Have you been doing a lot of the vaults, mental? And if you have, what's your overall feeling about the vaults? Have you gotten hit by anything significant? Died a couple times in there? I feel like the scorpions can hit you off screen and they do a lot of damage, and then obviously you got to be careful with the Vizier constructs. Son of Malphus does a lot of damage if you get hit by a sweep attack. Can definitely one-shot you. I might just stay away from the vaults altogether for a little while. Before I get when I get my build set up, and then I might try out some vaults. I definitely won't do any tier 100 vaults, I don't think. I feel like that's just asking to lose a hardcore character. Yeah, I tried the adaptability aspect, and honestly, I get way more damage out of rune workers. Like the lightning bolt from rune workers is just insanely powerful, and the adaptability sounds really good. 80% multiplicative damage towards your base attack, but in practice, it was just not. It was just not hitting. It wasn't hitting hard. And as soon as I swapped back over to rune workers, it was way better. And then when I swapped over to using overcharge again, even more damage. Like it just with the pulverized druid. I figured probably with pulverize you're getting like one shots off of that. Yeah, the end room, it definitely can be problematic, especially with all the enemies that spawn. But I know that pulverized druid is probably one-shotting everything as it spawns in. Yeah, are you are you using the pulverized build? I know the bear is probably pretty tanky and strong. Lots of HP, high amount of damage. Have you tried it with anything other than if I remember correctly, we were talking about the bear last time. Lightning storm. Oh, he procs your okay, yeah. He procs your death evasion. I got you. I thought you meant you were one shotting him. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good thing. I just hope I don't bring any bad habits over to hardcore. I might do some I do some test runs off stream soon just to kind of get the feel for hardcore again. Yeah, I would expect that with Barb, man. Barb is like playing God mode. Barb is like playing a game with like infinite lives and infinite damage. Like hardcore isn't even hardcore for Barb. I wouldn't even. Barb is just in a world all of its own right now. So much damage, you can invest so much into survivability. You have no problem. You don't have to worry about dying. You just have infinite amounts of damage and infinite amounts of damage reduction. I hate getting caught up here on these obstacles. Yeah, Lightning Storm, I think 70s are perfect. I think 70s are a perfect level. You don't have to worry about one shots too much, in my experience as well. Like running through with Druid and tier 70s, you get plenty of 925 gear. You pretty much wipe everything out, and it feels pretty good. I'm kind of losing focus here. I'm reading everybody and talking. Forgive me if I look like I'm running around in a circle. I don't mean to. Let me see. Let's go over and pick up not the mystery gift. Where's the living still? But I don't think I will do a tier 100. I feel like, man, them tier 100s, especially when they start spawning suppressor enemies, man, those suppressor enemies just completely change. Makes your lightning storm feel terrible. You just can't. And all the enemies, for some reason, want to crowd inside of the suppressor dome. At least in 70s, you can manage it a little better, just because the damage isn't so high. Have you seen any issues with the elixir of death evasion or the scroll of escape yet? Any problems with those whatsoever? Have you lost any characters also? And what was like probably the what killed you other than the son of Malphus? Like anything? I don't remember if you told me if you lost any characters yet. go into the desert, man. Doesn't seem like there's any enemies over here. Poison creeper smash? Yeah. That's why I like to play builds that you don't have to worry about it. Oh yeah, brother, I've beat tier 100 nightmare dungeons already with my lightning storm druid and my Stormclaw druid. A matter of fact, I can go run one in a second. I'll show you. I got the flicker step boots, so I need to practice. I haven't really used flicker step boots, so I need to practice with resetting my cooldown anyway. I'll do like a tier 100 vault, and I'll do a tier 100 regular. I still have to level up my glyphs some. I still feel like it takes too long to level your glyphs. Awesome, awesome. That's good. Did you use Lightning Storm to level, or did you use Pulverized Druid to level? Oh, okay. I figured it would probably be better to level with Pulverize just because you're so much tankier. I don't know if I'll use Rabies, though. I might just make my Seneschal attack with Poison, and then poison enemies that way. I don't know if I'll use Rabies. Yeah, that's definitely true. We do level really fast, and glyphs tend to lag behind. And I think it's good, though, that we have an incentive to do vaults now. Like, we definitely have an incentive to do vaults. So that's really nice. I don't know. I think I might want to run my Stormclaw build again in hardcore. I think it would be pretty dope to have a Stormclaw druid in the leaderboards. I did have the not trying to brag, but last season I had the #1 spot on max roll on hardcore with a Stormclaw druid and AOZ. No bugs, no snapshotting. And I had that for, like, I want to say the better half of AOZ until someone came through and used a Poison Tread build. But I had the highest ranked of all the builds in terms of Stormclaw. I had the highest ranked Stormclaw build on softcore or hardcore in the max roll leaderboard. I just want to put that out there. I'm not trying to brag, but that is very true. I did have that. And I didn't even really grind my Tears of Blood glyph or push AOZ at all. I literally just walked in, did a couple levels. I think I got it to like level 6 or 7. And got to tier 9 and I was happy. I think between me and everybody in my community, I had the best Stormclaw build last season. And I feel confident about saying that. I feel like I had the best Stormclaw build. Had a lot of survivability, tons of damage. It felt really good. It's the only character I saved from my hardcore in Season 2. Oh, brother. Let me show you what I got from the vault, bro. Let me show you what I got from the vault. Look at my Crone Staff, my man. I got this bad boy from the vault the other day. Almost 9 ranks, really good affix rolls. Maybe the non-physical damage could be a little higher. But 135 on the Storm Strike, I was super happy when I got this. The big one was damage to close enemies, because that obviously really helps with Thunderstruck. So I was really happy I got that out of the vault. It almost makes doing Varshan runs and Galvanic Saint runs in anything that doesn't drop 925 gear kind of feel less attractive. I feel like they need to scale the bosses so that way when you hit level 100, they're at level 100 like Duriel, and they all drop 925 gear. So that way when you get one of your unique, one of your uniques, you'll actually have 925 on your uniques. Because it just makes it where the vault and doing nightmare dungeons is just so much better, because when you actually get a unique, it'll be 925 and have nice rolls. Well, probably not nightmare dungeons, because I believe regular nightmare dungeons, from my experience over running a couple of them, the reward at the end, the four pieces of gear you get at the end, they still drop less than 925. I had that happen a couple times. The gear drops 925, but the reward gear that you get at the end, I've had it happen where they drop like well under 925. But in the vault, you get all 925. Yeah, they definitely. I think they definitely replace. I'm not a big fan of the rotation they have for Nightmare Vaults anyway, but they definitely replaced it for me too. I'll just play like lower tiers in the Nightmare Vaults. That way, I don't run the risk of getting one shot early on. Once I open this, I'm gonna open this chest and another chest, and then I'll run. I'll show you guys the Stormclaw build in dungeons, and I'll show you guys the Stormclaw build while bossing too. I won't do a Duriel just so I can save the Duriel fight for some footage for my video. I'll probably practice up a little bit with the flicker step, and then do a nice clean run for the build video. Yeah, so that's why I kind of was like, what? I'm getting all this 925 gear out of the vault. Why would I do these nightmare dungeons when the reward from doing the nightmare dungeons is so much greater? And like I said, I'm not a really big fan of the dungeon rotation this season. I feel like a lot of the dungeons take too long to do. They have a lot of the, save the survivor, do this. They have a couple good ones. Obviously, Gal Ruins, Champion's Demise is really nice. But for the most part, not a huge fan of the dungeons. The dungeon choices. Where can we get some gear? We'll just open like 2 protection chests so I don't waste any of these. I hear a little... Where you at? Come here. I want to be as fast as this little goblin. I'm coming, goblin. Get over here. Wait, don't I have one more chest to open here? Don't I have like one more of the I know there is. Let me go over here real quick before I waste everything. Don't worry. I got you. We'll kill this guy together, Necromancer. Stop jumping around. I'm loving my Druid. I always love playing the Druid. But I will say that Barb is... if you're playing Barb and you switch to Druid, Barb is just in another class all its own. You know, it's super, super powerful right now. So it might be a little bit of a... you know, a weird situation for you at first. Not the leveling experience, because both Barb and Druid are pretty slow. But the end game, you're not going to be one-shotting bosses, at least not yet. I don't think anybody's discovered any bugs yet for Druid. I could be wrong, but maybe the Pulverize could maybe Pulverize. I'm sure it has a decent amount of damage, even though I think Pulverize got a way bigger nerf than Barb did when they cut Overpower in half. No, 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 no. The popular one right now is obviously Lightning Storm. I'm working on a Stormclaw build. I would say if you like fast pace from what I've built so far, I like Stormclaw for more like speed and. But if you want higher amounts of damage, Lightning Storm is probably the go-to one right now. Lightning Storm just does a ton of damage. I have a human Lightning Storm build that I made that is pretty good. It also has an Uber version I made that gives you options for like a Shaco and a Ring of Starless Skies, and then I have just a unique version for in-game Lightning Storm. I know a lot of people go with Werewolf and Direwolf because it's been like the go-to, but with the changes to Starless Skies and the Seneschal pet, the amount of resource generation you get, I think the human is actually better than the werewolf overall. Just because you have more options in terms of items to equip. You're not pigeonholed into using like Direwolf and Rampaging Werebeast. Or whatever. I'm not exactly sure if they use those two as the Rampaging Werebeast, but... I think for me, that's always relative to the individual. But for me, I like Stormclaw. I have the most fun on Stormclaw. I like moving faster. I like being up and close and personal with enemies and being able to do all my damage like that. Move through things faster. But I think if you enjoy like a little bit, you know, the channeling kind of play style where you kind of sit around, like sit on the edge of the fight. And play a little more tactically, then Lightning Storm would probably be better for if you like that type of play style. But I feel like if you're looking for a similar kind of play experience as Barb is, something that's like fast, I'd play Stormclaw. I haven't tried a shred build yet. My plan is to make a shred build after this. So maybe shred's really good this season. Maybe it's not. It's definitely not as good as Poison Shred was before because it was bugged. Blurred Beast was bugged. But they fixed the bug, apparently. So. Where's this last chest? I know there was another one. Maybe I already opened it. Let me go down here. I'll be putting my Stormclaw build out tomorrow, probably. Or today, I should say. I just have to get the footage for it, and then I will be putting it out. Yeah, I missed this one. This is the one I missed. But I do have the link to the Mobalytics page already in the description of the stream and my videos. I just haven't made an official video because I might do some changes before I do the video, specifically to the Paragon board. I think I made a lot of changes that I have on my Paragon board right now that I haven't put in Mobalytics. But I think the skills are the same. Yeah, let me, if you do try them out, let me know what you think about them, you know. I always love, if you find anything lacking or something like that, I always love constructive criticism or just anything that gets me thinking, like, what can I do to make it better for most people's experience, like play experience. I don't like to say, but the one thing I'll always say is my build is not meant to be a one size fits all. So if you have a question on like what you think might be better for your play style, run it by me and I'll tell you my opinion on it. So everybody's different. So there's always room to change things depending on how you like to play. But it should be in the description. I'm pretty sure I put that in there. Yeah, it's right under the Stormclaw. So there's 3 Lightning Storm builds that are all like I think leveling, and then the in-game build, and then there's the Stormclaw one right after that. Yeah, my favorite thing about making builds is really just reading you guys' opinions and anything you guys have tried out that you found exciting about like the build and things that you swapped in and out. Like I love reading that stuff. Last season with my Stormclaw build, I made so many changes, so many little tweaks here or there, and that was pretty much inspired by people like in my community who made comments and things like that. There are a lot of Paragon board swaps and stuff like that that really kind of put that build in a different league, I think, than most other Stormclaw builds. All right, so let's go do a tier 100. We'll do Vault of Stone looks good. Do a tier 100 here. And I'll practice a little bit with this flicker step. And I'll see if I can't like kind of showcase what I'm trying to do here. So this would be my vault build, and this is gonna have the Paingorger gauntlets. It's gonna have the Juggernaut because it gives you a ton of armor. We're at armor cap now, and it's gonna have Eridas to pull enemies in. We're gonna use the overcharge aspect to get that nice big amount of AoE damage. And then obviously the flicker step to reset our ultimate, but as you can see, the game decided to give me the worst pair of flicker step boots you could possibly get, but we are going to make do. So overall, we're just trying to like keep our bulwark up so we get our buff off our Tebow's Will. We're not going to like go too crazy with like trying to kill everything. But then we pop our ultimate, do that, swap through, like jump through everything and then burn it down. And just keep dodging through stuff. We got our ultimate back up, pop our ultimate, poison creeper, dodge, poison creeper, dodge. Just keep dodging through stuff. Obviously, like I said, I got to get better at it, more efficient at it, but I think for the most part, this is how it's going to run. You see, like that was tier 100, we just blew through that stuff. Yeah, obviously dopamine tunnels, unfortunately. I wish there was another choice, but it's just so good. For big packs, always pop your debilitating roar, so that way you get that nice damage reduction. And if you need to, just spam your potions while you have your debilitating roar up. But once I get a better roll on my damage reduction from close enemies, I shouldn't have to rely so heavily on potion spamming. I just got a terrible set of flicker step boots. I'm just happy to have them, but man. So you see how it's kind of functioning? We're getting that ultimate up all the time, popping our poison creeper, keeping the damage up on the enemies, keeping our bulwark up. And we're just burning through stuff. even with Juggernaut, we reset our evade so fast because we already, you know, we're attacking decently fast. Not as fast as last season, but still pretty well. Pull everything together again. And I am running at Nature's Fury just so I can keep my Bulwark up, keep my buffs up with my Bulwark. It's my favorite. It's easily my favorite. It's easily my favorite key passive. So we're burning through stuff pretty easy. Like, we're burning through stuff pretty easy. And this is with the pretty much the lowest cooldown you can get on Flicker Step. I could probably cast my ultimate even more if I had the full 4 seconds, because I don't necessarily dodge through everything perfectly. I already got my ultimate back up. Yo, this is so good, man. I love this, man. I love when a build comes together, man. I love when a build comes together. It just feels so good, like... I would say you can play it without Flicker Step, but, I mean, the Flicker Step is just so good. Like, just pulling everything, dodging through everything, it just feels so good. Resetting your ultimate, like... You can play it without it, but once you get the Flicker Step, you're going to feel an insane, like, just a big difference. Now, the Flicker Step is not necessary for bossing. So for bossing, it's a completely different setup. You don't have to have Flicker Step, but I will just keep Flicker Step on because having a different pair of boots isn't necessary for bossing. I'm not going to get anything out of having different boots. Man, that feels good. Just blowing through the tier 100 enemies. And like I said, I've got a terrible pair of boots. And with this build, it doesn't require any Uber uniques, so you also have that. You don't need any Uber uniques. I don't even think I can fit any Uber uniques on the build anyway, so... Look at that. No death right there. Blew through everything. Super smooth. That was so good. That actually worked better than I thought it would. That actually worked out so much better than I thought it would. I'm really proud of that. And just having, man, just having with the changes they made to the pearls, the fact that you get so many, you're not punished too much with the traps, so I think it works out really well. And as you can see, my glyphs aren't even maxed out, so I still have 3 glyphs I have to fully level up, and there's still plenty of damage left on the table for me. All right, that was good. That was really good. I wish I could. Once I get the one man. Once I get the Genesis Stone for my Seneschal and I get those extra ranks into Debilitating Roar to drop that cooldown even more, and I get more ranks into my Bulwark to buff up that my barrier even more, that's going to make this build really shine, I think. And then obviously the 30% more multiplicative damage from, no, not Genesis, Evernight. And then the 30% more multiplicative damage from Genesis. It's just going to set it off, I think. It's going to really set it off. I'll show you bossing real quick. We'll keep that one. That's almost a perfect time roll. I have so many of those aspects I don't need anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that run, man. That felt really good. That felt really good. I love when a build just kind of comes together, guys. And then obviously when I make this and you guys get a hold of it, I really hope to get some good feedback, and if I need to, I'll make whatever changes are necessary. But I feel like it's going to be pretty good. All right, so for bossing, we'll do like we'll just do a Galvanic Saint since I got enough living still to do. Yeah, once I get it, honestly, when I get a better set of look at these boots, man. The game, I'm happy I got them tonight. Thank you again, guys. Kettle, Super, Micah, coming and doing some dirty rotations with me. But look at those, man. Like almost the lowest damage reduction, the lowest ultimate skill damage, the lowest movement speed, and the lowest stats, and almost the lowest amount of evade time. I got 2.8 seconds. It's like, geez, they were really trying to give me the business there. I think my Paragon board's pretty good too. I have it set up pretty well. I did spec out of this basic attack, basic skill damage. I didn't think it was necessary. I just felt like the basic attacks just don't scale well enough to really fully invest in them. And I probably wouldn't even use Pain Gorger if it wasn't for the damage sharing, because the damage sharing is super good. So it's super, super good. I would almost wish that Pain Gorger was more of a attack speed buff set of gauntlets than it was a did it still had the damage sharing, but instead of the multiplicative damage towards your basic skill, it just ramped up your attack speed to like insane levels, almost like having Ravenous. I think I would like that more. So for the bossing build, what I have here is I have a normal set of gauntlets for the conceited aspect, so we get multiplicative damage while we have a barrier. I have my Runeworker's Conduit aspect because this aspect hits like a truck, and I drop that over Eridas. And then I use my Godslayer crown, but I wait till I get to the boss, so that way it doesn't proc on the enemies before I get to the boss. And I'll do a solo Duriel for the video, and I'll probably even do a kill on Uber Lilith for the video. Even though Uber Lilith still doesn't drop anything, I still love the challenge. I love the challenge of that boss. I got her. I was so happy that I got her with my Lightning Storm build. It was so good. All right, so then I'll swap into my Godslayer crown. And then chill over here in the corner. I'll use my Hurricane, get my Poison Creeper up, and then there we go. Yeah, I know, man. I mean, she drops the cosmetic, but then the fact that she doesn't, I really, because I love the Uber Lilith boss. I know a lot of people hate it. I love the boss. Um, I really hope that they just have something for her to drop next season. Like, give her some cool stuff, like a dope cosmetic set. Anything. Just make her drop something really cool so people feel like rewarded when they defeat that boss. I like the fact that it seems like they stopped you from blowing through all the phases of her. I seen seems like that she can do a couple things before you get to kill her. But man, I just wish you could get more. I wish you could get more stuff from killing Uber Lilith. Honestly, I wish they would do a lot. They have some really cool bosses and some really cool mechanics with their bosses. It's just, you know, they're not rewarding enough to want to actually engage with the mechanics, and they're too squishy right now to actually need to engage with the mechanics. So if they would like incorporate some really cool cosmetic sets, things like that into the bossing, and then obviously make the drops from the bosses a lot better, it would be so cool. Because one of the biggest complaints I see is the bosses are just brain dead. They don't have anything cool. But if you ever try to kill like one of these Uber bosses without like top level equipment, there are a lot of really cool mechanics, and it's just unfortunate that they have all these cool mechanics and you're not really incentivized to actually engage with them. Yeah, definitely a bit lazy. So I hope I like, even for the new boss. I actually like that new boss. I haven't fought him with like maxed out stuff, but I love that new boss. I think it's really cool. You have to break all the pylons. He'll constantly launch traps at you and all these different. Like, that's really cool. A lot of cool little mechanics there. It's not overly complex. So, you know, for no reason, and stuff like that is really fun to engage with. But it's just you gotta make it super rewarding. Got to make it fun for the player to fill that challenge and then to overcome that challenge. There has to be a reward when you overcome that challenge. And I think you can never make it, you know, the best reward is never really items for your character. It's always going to be some cool cosmetic that you can run around with to show everybody like, I killed that boss. One of my best achievements in gaming when I was younger that I loved when I played Elder Scrolls Online, I managed to do the veteran Maelstrom Arena way back, way back before they started adding like a lot of the I think the Paragon Point system or whatever it is in there. I can't remember what it's called, but they boosted that up, and I no deathed it quite a few times, and I was like super happy about it. I had the Flawless Conquer title, and it was cool because it was unique and not a lot of people had it. It's always that stuff that I find that's the most rewarding. Oh wow, that's almost a perfect. That's like literally almost perfect. Although that total armor while in werebear form isn't even necessary anymore because of Juggernaut, man. Juggernaut makes armor rolls almost useless. I need like one armor roll and that's it. And I got capped armor. I hope they don't nerf this Juggernaut aspect. I know they're probably going to nerf it, though. I feel they're going to nerf it. I hope they don't. I like it a lot. I really do. I like having the option of not, you know, picking up armor rolls on all of my affixes. I like being able to pick up extra damage reduction in other places, maybe even an attack damage stat or something like that. And I feel like doubling the cooldown on evade is a nice give and take. It's not too punishing for the player, but you definitely feel it. Like, if you get trapped in a situation you could really use an evade to get out of, you know, but it's on cooldown, so you have to like strategize around it. I know for me, when I did my Lightning Storm build, I had to get stacks of evade on my boots because I needed that in order to survive. If I didn't have it, I would just get, you know, I would get killed because I wouldn't be able to get away from enemies. So it's always nice when they add something like that in. So now that you've seen the damage on that boss, how many runs of Duriel do I have? I have 2. Let me go, you know what, I'll go ahead and do a run of Duriel for you guys real quick. Just a solo run of Duriel so you guys can see what the Stormclaw damage looks like. And then I'll probably get off of here. Hit the bed, try to get up early so I can get started on making that video. Stuff like that. And maybe even we'll do a Uber Lilith. We'll do like a Uber Lilith, a couple Uber Lilith tries with Stormclaw. Although because of the movement speed on my boots, I think I'll probably get hit by the skulls. I think the movement speed being so low, it's going to make it really a pain in the neck. Just want to grab up Tree of Whispers real quick, see if I can't get a Malignant Heart. And then we'll do the Duriel solo, and then we'll run through a Uber Lilith. Now, do mind you that I'm not using any elixirs, so whatever elixir you guys decide to use on these builds, I didn't use an elixir on my Lightning Storm build either for the things that I did there. So whatever elixir you guys decide to use, you're going to get more damage, whether it be like the Cruelty Elixir for 15% more critical strike, or the Lucky Hit Elixir, which I can't remember what that's called, or the Critical Strike Damage Elixir. So none of these are using an elixir, and that's a huge source of damage. Like an extra 15% critical strike chance is insane. Let's do chest plates. Although I have a pretty good chest plate. Damage reduction from close, distant. No, it's too low. The new unique for Lightning Storm is the Ascetic Wraps. The Ascetic Wraps are basically insanely good for Lightning Storm. It not only gives you more lightning bolts to hit more enemies, it gives you a multiplier for the extra lightning bolt that you get when you crit an enemy, and it gives you a lot more single target damage. So it pretty much makes Lightning Storm everything that it pretty much solves all the problems that Lightning Storm previously had. And then the affixes on it make it even better. So it gives you crit chance. It gives you crit chance, lucky hit chance, I believe is on there. And then they give you ranks to Lightning Storm and ranks to the Defiance passive, which gives you multiplicative damage towards elite enemies. So it's almost a must-have. It's pretty much a must-have. It's not almost a must-have. It pretty much is a must-have set of gauntlets for when you're running a Lightning Storm build. And it makes Lightning Storm so much more fun. You get them from Beast in the Ice, and obviously from random drops from around the environment and stuff from different monsters or chests. Yeah, I know. Finally, right? It definitely is. It's super good, and because the affixes are so good on the gloves, it doesn't feel like you're losing anything. A lot of the problems with the other uniques that in the game are the affixes are absolutely trash. Like they do nothing for your build, but because they did so well on these gloves with the affixes, you don't lose any crit chance, you don't lose any lucky hit, and the other two passes. I mean, ranks to Lightning Storm is a must-have on most gloves when you're running Lightning Storm. And then Ranks of Defiance is just the cherry on top. So the gloves are insanely good. Insanely good. Well, we'll wait to do the Godslayer until after I kill this first enemy here. Yeah, no problem, brother. Absolutely. Yeah, you can get them in tier 3. You can get them in tier 3, but you'll only be able to get them from a drop. See, this is where we start to slow down. But when I get enough lucky hit on here, we'll be good. If I can get more lucky hit, we'll be getting a lot more procs out of our aspects. But it doesn't take too long to kill Duriel. Especially when we have our ulti and everything. Definitely not a one-shot, but it still does it still does the job. I need a better necklace. Damage reduction. Just low rolls, man. I hate low rolls. I have a pretty good Tempest Roar already. I'm not going to really use it, though. I don't care about... I'll keep this one. It's pretty decent. Alrighty. Yeah, definitely you're going to see a massive difference. Massive difference. When you equip those gloves, it's going to just change the entire feel of Lightning Storm. All right, let's go embarrass ourselves at the feet of Uber Lilith real quick. See if we can at least get past her first phase and into her second phase at a decent time frame. Probably do like just a couple. I would like to get the kill on my Stormclaw Druid. It's pretty good after the patch. So at first it was a little bit rocky. Not as bad as what a lot of people like. There were some different things that were clearly needed to be adjusted, but it wasn't as bad as what people were saying. But once they put the patch out, it's been pretty good after that. It's been pretty decent. Definitely again another step in the right direction from where season 1 was. But not as big of a step as season 2 was. They added a couple quality of life things. The 925 gear at the end at the high tier dungeons. So now you actually have a reason to do higher tier dungeons. You get better power item gear, and then so it makes when you get a unique. I got a really cool staff, my crone staff out of a vault, 925, really good rolls on it. So that felt really good. They gave another stash tab, and unfortunately, they were supposed to do the codex changes, but they didn't. So I'm waiting for that. Yeah. So again, 925 gear, doing dungeons and vaults. Probably vaults because they give the most loot. So once you get accustomed to the vaults, and they are a little bit more difficult than your standard Nightmare dungeon, not in terms of the enemy level, just with the enemy types and how many enemies there are. You'll get tons of 925 gear. I mean, tons of it. So you'll have no problem outfitting your entire character with 925 gear. You know, you'll probably be able to do it pretty easily. Like I would say within the first week or two of the season, depending on when you start and how much time you actually have to apply to the game. Oh yeah, chunking her down. Look at that damage, okay? Don't tell me Stormclaw's bad. Don't tell me Stormclaw's bad. We're pumping some damage. It's not as good as it was last season, but we're getting it out there. Of course you would spawn it that close. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, here she is. Nope, that's not her. That's her. Let's go. Ooh, get down. Get down. Got her. All right, now let's play the dodging game. This is always fun. See if we can outrun the flying fire skulls of doom. Yeah, we're hitting, man. We are chunking damage without an elixir, guys. Stormclaw is still viable, man. I don't care what people say. Stormclaw's still good. All right, come on. Come get me. Oh, that was my bad. I held down the attack trigger. I take full responsibility for that one. I don't know why in my head I held the attack trigger. For some reason, I was just like, let's hold the attack trigger. All right, let's see if we get a nice, smooth first run here. And we are doing some damage. We are doing some good damage. Not so good this time. Not the best, but get back. But still pretty good. Oh, oop, oh, oh. Ah. She spawned off the platform. If she had spawned just a little closer and not outside in the the death zone, we would have been okay. Get out of the triangle. What? That's where that 10% movement speed would have played out really well. If I had had that extra movement speed off my flicker step boots. I thought I cleared it, though. I felt like I got out of it. Maybe it just nicked me right in the werewolf cheeks. Man, I missed that sound effect. Oh, I'm dead here. I'm dead. Yeah. She spawned it too close to the center. We'll go a couple more times. See if we can get back. We had such a smooth first go-round. Yeah, we're not getting any good procs this time. She spawns in the back. Let's get back to the center. Oh, good. She dropped down. Nice. Now stay down. Stay here. Come on, give me some procs. Dang. What? Come on, man. I thought I should have went out a little bit further. All right, maybe once or twice more. I want this Stormclaw kill, man. That first round, we really put in work on her health. This has been a little bit choppy. No, that's that one turn, man. That turn back got me. That turn back got me. I should have let off the attack a little sooner. There we go. Now we're getting something. She's coming back here. Where's she at? Right. Ah. I try to get behind that. I just need a little more movement speed. Maybe I should have Mad Wolf's Glee. If these weren't the worst movement speed rolls, I probably would be able to get through it a lot easier. Just need that speed to get out of the way. Speed is so important for this fight. Like, if you don't have enough movement speed, it's going to be so hard to clear it. Like, right now, like... We'll do this one more. We'll just do one more, see how far I can get. And then, I'll probably get off of here. I know my gear's broken. I just don't care. Alright, my man. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. I'm dead. Well, we will do this another time then. Unfortunately, I could not get out of that. Anyway, guys, I do plan on, like I said, putting out the Stormclaw build tomorrow. I'll practice up a little bit more on this Uber Lilith, probably get a little bit more movement speed, and I'll have better success. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and I will be streaming some tomorrow. My priority is just to get that video out for you guys. But with that being said, I hope you guys are having a great day or a great night, depending on wherever you're from, and I will see you guys a little bit later.